Hi, I'm Cassie.
And I'm Mariah.
And this is the Cassie and Mariah Show, a podcast where two long-distance internet friends, that's us, discuss navigating their 20s through disability and chronic illness. Well, Mariah, today's a very special episode because this episode will be dropping a few days before your birthday.
Yeah! June 18th, everybody. Message me on Instagram. Sassafras period 777. Happy birthday on June 18th, please. And I do think this year, I'm feeling it. I'm going to call it early. This year, I won't cry on my birthday.
Oh. So we're starting on that note.
I don't know why. I think that it's funny when I've talked about this before with like other people and they would also say the same thing. Sometimes girls just cry on their birthdays. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's just like the loss of youth, loss of innocence type of thing, like, or you're just getting old. I don't know what it is, but I have a good feeling this year. I didn't cry on my quarantine birthday, which that was different because I mean I didn't do shit on my birthday that year, but I was like happy that I didn't do shit. I played Animal Crossing like the entire day. But I don't know. This year's different. This year's gonna be different. I'm gonna be perfectly fine.
New year, new me.
Yes. So in lieu of it being my birthday, we're gonna talk about some astrology stuff in this episode. So if you don't give a shit, I guess you're clicking off right now. So I did Cassie's birth chart. And I already know my birth chart because I like astrology. I don't know too much, and I don't know a lot when it comes to other people. Like, I'm not an astrologer in any way. I have not read like a shit ton of books. I don't really know what a lot of like the extra stuff means, like transits or like progressions, things like that when it comes to astrology. But I do like learning about people's sun, moon, and rising signs. So like, it's basically, in like simple terms, the sun sign is the sign that the sun was in when you were born. So you know how like people are like Leos, people are Scorpios, Gemini, stuff like that. That's the basic astrology. And then there's like the sign that the moon was in when you were born, which that's your moon sign. And then your rising sign, I'm pretty sure that's like the sign that the it's like the horizon was in during that time. But anyway, so there's a bunch of different like aspects when it comes to like birth charts as well, like different planets, different transitions that other planets were in at the time. And Cassie's never had her birth chart interpreted or read in any way. I don't even know. Do you know off the top of your head your moon and your rising sign or no?
I can never remember them. I feel like is one Virgo and one Libra.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I'm getting better. Okay, here's the thing. I think astrology is the funnest little shits and giggles of all time. And the reason that I don't get to enjoy it more is because I have the worst memory and therefore, like, I can't even remember my own signs, let alone memorize anything about all the other ones and be able to be like, that person is a whatever. Like, I just can't. I can barely remember yours to send you, like, Instagram posts of things.
You know, that's so funny. Like, I feel like when I can remember some people's signs, but I think it's because of, like, just knowing when their birthday is and then what kind of season in astrology that falls into. Like, I know, usually, like, if you're looking at, like, at a monthly basis, like, half the month is one side and the other half of the month is the other side. So, like, if you have a birthday, like, later in the month, like for you, you're July 28th. July is usually Cancer season and Leo season. So, Leo season's on the end of July. So, that makes you a Leo sun. You are a Libra moon and a Virgo rising, which, like, anytime I find out somebody's a Virgo, I am like, wow, it always makes so much sense. Because Virgo, so your rising sign is the sign that you, like display to other people. So, like, I feel like that's the sign that most people see you as, even though, like, yourself, that's, like, more of, like, your sun sign is how you, like, identify as yourself. And then your moon sign is kind of this, like, what your subconscious, like, what the side of you that people don't normally see is like your moon sign. So for you, you're a Virgo rising. A Virgo rising is like somebody who I see as like very put together. They're organized. They're like on top of their shit. Like they're type of person that I feel like is the best, like, I feel like the best way to put it is just like this person is just, I feel like out of all the signs, they're like the most put together, which I feel like for you makes sense, which I don't know, like, but again, I see you as, that makes sense for me because I'm looking at you from obviously an outsider perspective where like you are like, maybe that's not me, but like that's how other people see you. And if you agree with me, please tell us, because I would love to know if this, like, if other people are like, wow, I totally see Cassie as like the most put together person I know. So, and then, you know, with you being a Leo sun, like, I get that because I feel like, you know, you and I are so close to one another that, like, when we have our little silly conversations, I'm like, wow, Cassie, so you got that very, like, vibrant, like, fire sign energy, which, you know, Leos are fire signs, Libras are air signs, and Virgos are earth signs. And even just being Virgos, like, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, like, they're very, like, grounded people. Like, they are the people that I feel like you can really trust with having your back. They're also the type of people that can be very, like, nurturing in a way as well. So I do, like, really heavily align that with you. But just your, you know, I think it's funny how, like, your sun sign being Leo, my rising sign being Leo, it's like, when we're together, we're just two Leos having fun. Like, you know, so I want to compare our charts because there were some things. So for me, I don't know, I didn't say this, but I'm a Gemini sun, a Scorpio moon, and a Leo rising. And we'll get into each other's charts. So Cassie has, the things that I thought were funny that we both align with is that you have your Venus in Cancer, which I also have my Venus in Cancer as well. And that's where everybody says is like the best sign to have in Cancer, or the best sign to have in Venus is Cancer, because like Venus is like heavy on like emotions and sensitivity, and Cancers are very like caring people. They're very like nurturing. I know this because both of my parents are Cancers, and I am constantly overwhelmed. So Venus in Cancer is very like devoted and loyal and have a high emphasis on security as well. There's like a way that these people like have like a connection to almost everybody. You're the life of your home and you have close ties with your parents. Facts, because I feel like both of us do. And you have this very like gentle and receptive energy. Inclined to be sentimental or nostalgic.
Oh, yeah.
And you feel best when you are with the closest of, like, family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
We both also have our midheavens in Taurus, which I don't know. The other name for midheaven is, like, medium coli, but I feel like most people refer to... I think it's mostly referred to as, like, MC, but I like midheaven. I don't know. That name just sounds a lot better for me. So, it kind of like the outward expression is kind of like, it relates to like ego identity, strong connection to public life, and then even in the career aspect. So I feel like for you, that's kind of interesting. As someone that wants to work in like public service one day, hopefully, you know. It also is kind of just how you like work with the world. And they are constantly like considered like more like elevated people, which I don't know. Like, I feel like for you, I just like you're just like, I feel like this is me like complimenting. This is my birthday episode, but I'm like talking about Cassie this whole time. I just like really see you as on a totally different like field than everybody else. And I don't know if it's because like maybe this is just me of like putting you on like a higher pedestal than other people, but it's because like I love you so much, bitch. Like, what can I say? Like, of course, like your midheavens and Taurus, you're quite literally amazing. I also like I don't know if this plays too much into astrology, but I really like it when certain degrees, like your midheaven in Taurus is at like a 25-degree angle. And usually when it's like the numbers are associated to like ages. So like I wonder if something's going to happen in like your 25th year that's going to really like accelerate this like aspect in your chart. It's also like Taurus people like are very practical. They have very valued material possessions, but not in a way of like expensive, just things that they care about. They also are like very like powerfully willing, and they can be quite stubborn, but they're like steady, loyal, kind people, which I feel like an overall thing for you is just being like a loyal, kind person, which like love.
My ego right now, I can't.
I'm also just, let me see, was there anything else that we both had? I think that was mostly it. I think we have Uranus and Aquarius is also another one, but I think that's, and Pluto and Sagittarius, but I think that's due to like the time frame that we were born. Because when you are like I think like everybody born within like the few years, in between the few years we were like, you're gonna have like planets in that sign, because you know they only change that sign every like 10 years or so. Like I know Pluto doesn't, I think Pluto changes every like 10 years, so like that's why like that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be one where like a lot of people fall into, like it's like a generational aspect. Like there's a, I think like Lorde says in a song like Solar Energy, she says Pluto in Scorpio generation, and we're the Pluto and Sagittarius generation.
Oh my god. That album kind of slaps.
It does. It's a very like summer album. I can't wait to listen to it once summer comes, because otherwise I feel like I can't listen to it in the winter or shit weather like this.
Yeah, no.
So to end with the chart conversation, we're going to talk about our compatibility meter. So it doesn't give me too much of like it just kind of gives me like a number, like the overall score, like so we can kind of like interpret this in any way. So our compatibility for like long term is 8 out of 10, which I think like that's pretty high. I think we're going to be friends for a long time if you're okay with that.
I fucking hope so, because I ain't giving you no choice.
Career support is out of 4, which I was trying to like interpret what this could possibly mean, but I think it's because of like we both almost have like different career paths in mind for ourselves. So it's probably just because like we're not gonna be working in the same office one day.
And also like it's hard, like I don't think we could give each other recommendations on how to level up in our career paths, because they're so different that we don't know anything about each other's aside from what we currently or have previously done.
No, exactly. I think you're 100% right. Like I definitely agree with that. For home and family, we're both 10 out of 10 on like compatibility. So I feel like that, I mean, it makes sense as being like two like disabled women. I feel like we just are mostly people that are, we're constantly at home and surrounded by family.
So what you're saying is we should live together? Okay.
Let me get to that. Communication, we're 5 out of 10. And you know what? I almost wonder if it's because I wonder if like the app that I'm using to interpret all this is called Time Passages. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that we're not living like near each other. So I wonder if it picks up on like, because obviously I put in that you were born in Portland. So I wonder if communication, it's like, oh, because you're long distance, you don't talk as much, when like we literally talk to each other every single day. Yeah. And I also think too is that I have hard times with communication in general. So that's probably just more of a me thing. For money, we're 9 out of 10.
Where is it?
We both fall in the same category of where we have no money.
We're rich with nothing.
We're rich. We're rich with? We're rich with romantic attraction is 10 out of 10.
Holy shit.
So we should live together.
Wow.
And we are in love.
Okay.
It is Pride Month after all. When I saw that, I wanted to text you immediately. I was like, I have to tell Cassie. I was like, no, we need to talk about this. Like, I was like, the fact that we
I'm delighted. We're over here like, God, I need a new crush, and it's like we're right in front of each other.
Amazing. Podcast host to lovers.
That's literally the book I'm reading right now. I'm not
Wow. You. Can you believe that? Anyway, that's kind of, do you have any other question for your astrology chart, or you think that kind of covers the good like gist of it?
Ironically, could you go over the main Leo thing again? Mainly because I feel like whenever I've read an interpretation of my sun sign, it's never aligned. So could you go over that one again?
So Leo signs are, oh my God, this is a fucking crazy thing in astrology sometimes where like, okay, I'm a Gemini, I'm an air sign, but air signs, the Gemini air sign is like strongly related to like lungs, which I was like, oh, icky. Leo is a fixed fire sign, rules the heart and the spine.
Shut up.
I can't. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
I get like chills reading shit like that. When people say astrology is fake, you're literally lying. So your ruling planet is the sun itself, and you're more likely to express yourself in a dramatic, creative, or assertive ways. You're also likely, and this is funny, you're also likely to enjoy the warmth of the physical sun. This bitch is allergic.
Yeah.
You have great energy, courage, and honesty, which is so real. I feel like, you can definitely relate to that. You're likely to be self-confident and maybe a bit self-indulgent. And you expected to be the center of attention and often are.
I hate to be perceived.
But we do kind of love it.
But we do kind of love it, yeah.
You are a natural leader. Leo people are very proud, and you may indulge in some egotistical behavior.
Oh, love a flex.
And you radiate your abundant energy freely and enhance the life experience of others around you.
Wow.
The thing is with astrology, I don't know too much with like houses. So there's like, the first house, second house, all the way up to like the 12th house. Because you have your sun in the 12th house, which represents a concentration of vital force to be one with unifying forces of cosmic awareness. You're intuitively aware. You likely identify yourself with formlessness. And you sense that you're merely a body with feelings, emotions, and thoughts. Sometimes I feel like I kind of lack the knowledge to like really understand the house placements and things like that. But I think because like astrology is very broad, and there's a lot to learn and there's a lot to go over. Like you can even talk about transits.
I love to talk about transits.
This bitch loves transits. Let me see what else we can give you. Libra moon. The moon in Libra, it gives a very gentle and refined personality. You constantly strive for the balance between opposing points of view. You like to please everybody and should be aware of a tendency to be all things to all people. You are the soul of courtesy. Am I saying that right? Courtesy. God. Me and the English language are... we are not together
and the
anymore.
New Jersey accent.
And the New Jersey accent. Oh my God, all these dogs drinking the coffee by the water.
Parking their cars.
Parking the cars. Standing online. You were the soul of courtesy. Again, courtesy. I can't say that fucking word to save my life.
Just pretend there's no O in it.
Courtesy. Oh, you're kidding. Well, I really don't know how to talk. And are gracefully elegant in the manner which may also prevent your genuine emotional reaction from getting across. You truly enjoy company. You truly enjoy the company of other people and may be uncomfortable with too much solitude. Wow.
Okay, this is really coming for me. This whole thing. I'm like, damn, this makes sense. This you said that moon is like other people don't see this shit.
Yeah, it's internalized stuff.
Oof. Ugh. Disgusting. None of you saw this.
And then Virgo rising people are very conscious of details. You're likely to be very neat and orderly and keep your environment well organized.
Facts.
So your ruling planet is Mercury, also the asteroids, and you are therefore a good conversationalist with wide-ranging knowledge and interesting ideas. You're likely to have a youthful appearance, slay.
Thank you.
You love work and service to others and gathering the fruits of the material world. Virgo people have a reputation for neatness, which can be a borderline on obsession, and nervousness and a concern over Issues of health. You're perhaps overly analytical and fond of detail with perfectionist tendencies.
Oh my God, I just come for my throat.
You may miss out on the big picture by concentrating on the micro. You should also be aware of being overly critical. You may project yourself to others as though you had an inferiority complex, but in another way of looking at this is that you possess an innate sense of humility, which is one of the great spiritual lessons, that of humble service. The mission of Virgo is the purification of its activity in the pursuit of its goals and an inherent love of excellence in all strivings. Wow.
Wow.
Iconic.
Damn.
Maybe I should also read my shit too, right?
Yeah.
So, Gemini's sun. The sun represents your will and purpose and your sense of vitality and involving higher self. In Gemini, it is a mutable air. It rules the arms, the shoulders, and the lungs. Arms is interesting. I wonder if that's why I talk with my hands and I always have to be playing with something. I don't have ADHD. I'm just a Gemini.
Oh my God. That just got you canceled.
Cancelled. Gemini is the sign associated with communication, logical thought processes based on duality, and the conscious mind. Gemini people tend to be intellectual and curious about life and other people. Facts, bestie, facts no printer. You can experience two sides of things at the same time, and you may tend to be flighty. Sorry to all the men I've ghosted on Hinge. I'm just a Gemini. You move through life like a butterfly, engaging in many varied experiences to gain knowledge. You're witty and have a good sense of humor, and you're likely to be an excellent conversationalist.
You're a comedian.
I'm just the funny girl. You make a good teacher. You can be nervous and high-strung and maybe mischievous. Maybe. That's been certified. Unlike possessive Taurus, you tend to be towards liberty in relationships. They hate me for it. You can be easily bored and under the control of self-discipline, and you have tremendous intellectual and artistic possibilities. Wow, can you believe that? And then my sun is in the 11th house, represents concentration of one's vital forces to belong, to function as a part of group consciousness, and to integrate with human family. You enjoy being members of groups and with friends, and you find your identity that way, which is so true. So my Scorpio moon, I feel like it's so funny to me that my sun, moon, and rising signs are all signs that I heavily liked before I even found out that I was any of these. I have friends that are Scorpios, and I've always loved the dark, moody nature of Scorpios. I feel like that's very I just always was into it. I don't know why. My moon in Scorpio, I was like, wow, I always like Scorpios because I was the low-key one. The moon in Scorpio gives a moody and serious cast of personality. You may need to lighten up. With moon in Scorpio, you're very sensual, and your feelings are strong and run deep. You're passionate in your response to life. Your early home life may have been difficult. # terminal illness. You may react especially strong to emotionally charged situations in your adult life because of it. Facts.
Oh, Lord.
You're extremely loyal, and you may have a tendency towards control or even domination of your partner. You can be stubborn and are possessed of a powerful will. You should be aware of being overtly critical of others. Oof.
Okay, I feel like mine didn't have enough critiques of me. It was really gassing me up, and yours is really coming for you.
I think because Scorpios are one of those signs that always get a bad rap, so I think that's kind of why. I think my overall take is that air sign people are beloved by all. And you being a Libra moon, it's that kind of adds to it, where fire sign people are very they're very fun, they're very exciting to be around, a lot of energy, and water sign people tend to kind of be a bit they're very caring but very emotional. Sometimes people find them to be a bit putting their needs first before others. And then you have earth signs that are very grounding, but can be very stubborn and are genuine, good people to be around. Cause I feel like they kind of help you pull your life together. So Leo rising, that's me. Leo rising people are dramatic, extroverted, and assertive. Your ruling planet is the sun. So what's funny is my ruling planet for my rising sign is the sun, but your ruling planet for your sun sign is the sun, and then your ruling planet for your rising sign is Mercury. My ruling planet for my sun sign is Mercury.
Whoa.
Interesting trade-off. You have great energy, courage, and honesty, and are very creative, self-confident, and perhaps a bit self-indulgent. You expect to be the center of attention and often are. Even so, people forgive you for your excesses, sensing you're the incurable romantic. You're likely to have a leonine appearance with a thick mane of hair and dramatic flair for clothing and appearance. So there's another thing with astrology that I don't really know too much about, is how your physical self kind of can give away like your sign.
Whoa.
Because like the thing with Leos is like, I feel like, I don't know if it like, I don't know if it like really relates to everything, but like I feel like Leo people have like thicker hair. I know Virgo people have a certain like face shape, and things like that. Like, so I always think like if someone has like bigger hair or like thicker hair, like they have Leo in their chart somewhere as like a primary like planet. So interesting. I don't have a dramatic flair for my clothing or appearance, though. I say this as I'm wearing the same sweatpants I've been wearing for like 3 days straight. You also enjoy the warmth of the physical sun, and you're determined and usually get in your own way when you really want to. You also possess great integrity and are a natural leader. Leo people are very proud, and your challenge is to not be arrogant and egotistical, but rather develop humility and compassion and to learn detachment in the gift of your affections. I am egotistical. Like, I do think that I am the best person ever walked this earth. What do you mean? And I love that. I think that, I don't know, I'm going to be interested to see how just like things change over time with like our chart, like how much more we can align to it and stuff like that. So yeah, fun and exciting. I love astrology. I could talk about this shit all day. And I also love talking about it with people who know more than me, because it seems to be something that can be very, like, a lot of people are passionate about this, and I totally get it, because when you look at more, even just like transits with like planets in the sun, like how we were talking about with the pattern app, like all of those are based on like sun, or like they're all based on like actual like solar transits through planets through certain signs and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's really interesting when you like read that stuff and you kind of like can correlate it to even like bigger things of like just like world events and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think that it's very fun, and it don't hurt nobody, so I like it even more.
Facts. I know. I feel like is one thing I want to say is like, I feel like astrology gets such a bad rap, and it's like, literally, it's not that deep. Let people have fun.
Right.
I mean, it's exactly like you said on the junk drawer episode that no crypto man should ever complain about astrology girlies.
Yes, because like it's just fun. And I know sometimes people get a little carried away where it's like, especially in like dating, when they find out someone's a certain sign and it makes them not want to go for them. But like, yeah. I don't know, how about you tell your men to get their shit together? Like, you know, like I think that's the bigger picture here. Because I think that it's funny how there's a lot of people that I've known throughout my life that, you know, knowing there's certain signs or knowing things in their chart and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, it's interesting. Like if this person, you know, like will have the same tendencies as another person. I think it's really funny because like I know a few people that are Scorpio moons as well. My cousin is one, and we have a lot of the same, like, you know, like internal, like nervous energies and things like that. So I was like, oh, I wonder if it's because we're both Scorpios. So yeah, if you feel like knowing anything about your chart and you kind of don't care if it's that extensive or not, again, you can reach out to me on Twitter and or Instagram, and I don't know, talk to me. Let me know what your sign is and shit. I love that stuff. I love knowing things. Like I'm a Gemini. I love to know things. I also think too, which I wish I should have looked this up for you, finding out like celebrities that have the same signs as you. I know for me, like Alanis Morissette has the same sun, moon, and rising sign as me. Which, you know, that doesn't even correlate to like being born on the same day or anything. Like it just so happens like all those things align. There was actually one other person I met in my personal life that had the same sun, moon, and rising as me. And it was so interesting because he liked a lot of the same stuff that I did when I was a teenager, like to the T. Like he was a huge Green Day fan. Like he constantly went to shows, and like he had this very like quirky weirdness about him. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that we have the same big three.
My God.
Like, Alanis Morissette, do you want to be on the podcast so we could talk about this?
Oh my God. Bring her on. Bring her on.
I also think even the celebrities that are born on the same birthday as you, or have the same birthday, like Paul McCartney has the same birthday as me.
Well, Soulja Boy.
You say Soulja Boy?
Yeah.
Soulja Boy. Cassie, tell me what you like about the pattern app. I want to know all your thoughts.
Here's my thing about astrology apps in general. I've tried several of them over many, many years now. I feel like, yeah, like I've had the co-stars of the world. I've had the sanctuaries of the world. But like any that are kind of more like horoscope oriented never resonate with me. Horoscopes almost never resonate with me. I feel like it's because often they are specific to a day. Right. And I'm just like, the chances of that aligning, like it's just too specific. It doesn't resonate. And I feel like I look to astrology for like resonance, validation, like just like signs from the universe that like even if you're going through some really weird shit, maybe it's fine because we're all just floating on this big rock, you know, right, flying through the universe. And I feel like I downloaded a pattern. I feel like it was going viral at the time. I feel like what's that one, like, famous, stereotypically attractive white guy from romance movies name?
I literally could not even give you an answer if I tried. Here's another installment of Cassie Doesn't Know Celebrities. And then she Googles it.
Channing Tatum.
Oh my God.
Channing Tatum in 2019, like, popped off about how it left him shook. Anyway, I think I had it before then. I don't know. I've had it for a few years now, apparently, because 2019 was a really long time ago already. But all of this to say that it's been the only one that's, like, actually consistently resonated with me, and I think it's because it's not horoscope-oriented at all. I have no idea how any of it works, but it also leaves me shook. I feel like there were things years ago, and it doesn't let you go back that far. Like, it lets you time travel to look at your patterns from the past, but I think only within the past year or so. Wow. Because they gotta make money somehow, which, respect, because, listen, I appreciate their service. But I will say some recent interesting, okay, one thing that, like, had me shook recently was that, because, like, sometimes I fall out of using it, right? Like, sometimes I don't check it as often. Usually I check it right before I go to bed or whatever. That's just, like, my habit. But, so for those who don't know, the pattern app is based on, like, mostly on patterns and timings, are the two, like, main features. So patterns are things that are true to you, like, it kind of falls more in line with general astrology stuff in terms of, like, traits that you might find, like, looking at your birth chart or things like that. It's just, like, patterns that, like, are traits that are kind of, like, true to you throughout your life. Whereas timings are specific to things going on in your life or that you're experiencing over a certain duration of time that is specific. And so I have, like, several timings right now. A lot of them aren't, like, I don't know. A lot of them I'm not super resonating with, but I think it might just be because they're kind of similar to a lot of them that I've had in the past year, which is, like, just kind of related to, like, navigating, figuring out what I'm doing with my life and stuff, which, you know, very much resonates. But one that I had recently and that I think I'm still in, I think I'm in the cycle or, like, in the timing for the rest of this year is, like, called completion. And the day that timing started, which I had no idea because obviously it doesn't pop up until that day, and if I don't check until night, then I don't know. And it's kind of literally about closing a chapter of your life. And literally the day that I started that timing, I had packed up all of the half-access stuff that was in my closet, like I talked about on the show like a couple months ago. I also just called this a show. So
it is a show.
It feels big.
I like that. It is, I mean, breaking the fourth wall, I mean, it is a show, like, you know, I feel like podcast is too formal. We're being silly. This is like late night with Cassie and Mariah, except you're listening to this on your morning commute.
Oh my god, I would live for that. Anyway,
we should put them the big dreams thing. Late night host.
Oh my god,
you'd be a great host. John Oliver, she's coming for you.
But yeah, so I just thought it was like so wild that it's like to a T, like there's very symbolic me, like even though like I had made this decision like a while back, like it was still just like this huge step towards like, I mean, completion. It's finishing, it's closing that chapter. Like that is a very specific part of that journey, and so that was really wild to me. And then, like, just, yeah, like I said, generally the timings have been pretty aligned with where I'm at usually. And then I was looking through my patterns earlier because, like, I don't know, I feel like your patterns are something you read when you first download the app, and then after that you mostly pay attention to the timings, and so I hadn't revisited mine in a while. But some that, like, I feel like really aligned with me, and this is just me kind of summing up what certain ones meant, was like needing to do like purposeful work that aligns with my values and integrity, and like having like a very defined purpose in life. Feelings of inadequacy, that was like actually the name of one of them, which I was like, oof, don't come for me like that. Having to constantly prove myself, and how walking that line can be a dangerous balance between like depression and burnout and just being driven and hardworking. I feel like, I mean, it's interesting because, like, to me, that comes from a place of being disabled and feeling like I need to prove myself, like, and always having to feel like that. So it's just interesting how much that aligns, and also how I am constantly dealing with, like, walking that line of being driven and being burnt out. And then original and different, which really, that whole, like, section on there, like, really gives off, like, I'm not like the other girls kind of energy, which I feel like kind of aligns with some of the stuff you were saying from my birth chart in terms of just like, I mean, like one direct quote from this was, your life will evolve in unforeseen ways, so stay tuned, so stay open to the unexpected. It's taking you exactly where you need to go. It's like, I feel like I haven't been able to anticipate any of the directions life's led me in terms of even when I was like doing music industry stuff, and let alone all of the things that I've done since. And it literally does feel like there is some like cosmic thing going on in terms of I am meant to do big things, which I don't feel like I signed up for necessarily, but
the universe signed you up.
Yeah, it's exactly, and so it's like literally staying open to the unexpected. It's like it, and I do really resonate with that. Like, it's taking you exactly where you need to go. That's something I kind of like lean on a lot. I feel like is just like trusting that like the universe is helping me end up where I need to be.
Yeah. Oh man, that's,
you know.
I recently downloaded the Pattern app. I had it a while ago. I didn't really like the format of it at the time, so I didn't consistently use it. But after, hearing you talk about it so much, how like some of my coworkers at work talk about it, like, and how friends talk about it, I just feel like I would be really into it, because something like the app Time Passages, which that's what I was using before to read Cassie and my chart, it kind of was like, it's a little bit hard to interpret and understand. I felt like with the Pattern, it's very like, it's more of like cut and dry with like the quotes that it gives you and the ideas and the topics, and it's not so heavily related. It's not so in your face about astrology, which I think that's like, where people that don't know a lot like still can heavily align with it, because they're like, oh, I don't know that the sun is in this, the sun's in Taurus right now, and that's why like, oh, this month like has this energy with it, which I love that. So I'm definitely looking forward to utilizing the pattern app more. And I do want to look at my past. You said you could look at stuff that happened within the last year-ish.
Yes.
So I have to go into that.
Which, I mean, we just became friends on Pattern today, and I haven't, like, dug into yours too deeply, but I was noticing, I don't know, it's just really interesting to look at other people's timings, because they're so different, and because I know you so well, and especially over the past year and stuff, it's, like, it was really interesting, even just at a glance, seeing, like, oh, you have timings that you've been in since, like, over a year ago that you're in through the end of this year. Like, they're very long. Yeah. And they're completely different from any of mine, and they're very to a T of stuff you've gone through, and it's just I was like, even just reading one of them, I was like, oh my God, like, that's specific. I love that kind of stuff.
I love that, and, you know, like how you were saying before, like, with horoscope stuff, I never really liked horoscopes because of the same reason of, like, they align with days, and I don't know, one day I'm, like, not doing jack shit, like, there's nothing going on, so when I get a horoscope for a certain day that's like, oh, today's gonna be magical, I'm like, today I'm laying in bed, so I don't think anything that notable is gonna happen. There's a few other apps that I use for just, like, this purpose type of thing. One of them is the app called Moonly, Moonly. It is a paid app where it's like a subscription you sign up for. It's literally the only app I've ever paid for. And it does give you some, like, things where it's like, talks about, like, you know, right now the moon, or it talks about, like, the sun in Taurus. It talks about, like, how different days of the week align with certain planets. Like, Friday is, like, Venus. And I like that it gives you, like, colors to wear, or, like, days that are favorable to get a haircut. It also gives you daily affirmations. So today's affirmation for me is, I am learning valuable lessons from myself every day. And sometimes I check it just to read the affirmation. And it also has really good meditations, which I always like to listen to a meditation when I'm in the shower. I find that it's just very, like, I listen to one that's called Mountain River, and it's like very the mountain stream washes away disease, fear, resentment, and leaving only lightness and crystal purity in your heart. And, like, I'm a very lo-fi beats person, so I do really enjoy, like, meditations that have really good voices and music in the background. And a lot of these, you know, are, like, very, like, love and gratitude related, or, like, they have sound bowls, and I'm always down to listen to this shit like that. So this app also does like tarot readings for yourself, where you, like, choose, if you don't, like, click on a card, you know, flip your card of the day over, and usually the cards give a few different explanations, which I thoroughly enjoy. I always love shit that does, like, tarot. And then there's another app, which I know we talked about this before because we both use it. It's the Sanctuary app. That one I enjoyed because it gave you a daily tarot card, and it also gave you a daily crystal. Mm-hmm.
And then it also had, like, monthly stuff, didn't it?
Yes, it gave you, like, your rundown for the month. And yeah, like, I mean, I know you can get, like, tarot and astrology readings through the app, which I've never done because I don't know, I'd rather, like, pay a friend that lives close to me to do a reading. Yeah. You know? But yeah, I just, I don't know, any app that's, like, an astrology or something like that, I'm like, I'm down. What is it?
I also just really appreciate, like, with the pattern, like, I feel like, I don't know, I can't remember if it asks you your relationship status or not, but I appreciate that it's more individual focused, and that its interpretations of anything relationship related are not necessarily specific to romantic relationships. Sometimes they are, but most of the time they're not. And I really appreciate that, because that is an annoying thing about, like, astrology stuff, is sometimes it's all like, you're gonna get rich and you're gonna get a boyfriend, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, what if I don't want either? Yeah, because, I mean, that's how I felt with the CoStar app. It was always, like, they gave you a lot of different, but very vague, ideas and like energies. And I also really I also really hated their notifications that were all like, they're supposed to be like roasts in a way towards yourself. And I was like, can't you just be nice to me? It's free to be nice. Like, I also know from like other people who have, used other astrology apps, is that the way that they do houses on there is a little bit different. So if it says a planet's in a certain house, it may not be. And I was like, so the information is kind of like inaccurate. And I just like, I didn't really like it that much. I don't really think it gave too much of, like, I feel like you gotta, if you're gonna do something like this, like, you have to be more intentional and go a little bit like heavier with the details and not just be like co-star that's like, oh, you're like gonna have a really bad day with like anything that you eat, or like you're gonna have a really bad day at work. Like, I felt like that's what it was like, and I just hated that. I really didn't like it. I know a lot of people don't like co-star for that reason as well. So I'm glad there's other apps out there people can do and people can try.
Yeah, because to me it's like the more specific you are and the more those specificities resonate,
right,
the more I'm hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, and the more I'm gonna keep coming back. So for part of the show, because now we're calling this a show, part of the show today, I wanted to do a tarot reading and an oracle reading. These are kind of like things that I like to do for myself every week. So I'm going to do it.
What's an oracle reading?
We'll get into it, bestie. I'm going to make this for, I should do a tarot reading for myself and then one for you. And then maybe one for the pod.
Yes.
For everybody listening out there.
I love that.
So if you're listening to this, you're accepting the energies, because I feel like with tarot, you always want to make sure the people that are, getting their cards read want to obviously make this a experience that they're like, I guess like consensual, or that's like, I, consent to having my cards read and my energy interpreted, things like that. So we're going to do Cassie first. The deck that I like to use is called the Gummy Bear Tarot. The cards are very cute. They're very silly. And the guidebook is very thorough. And I like that it gives you like tasks and things like that. So we'll get into those.
Also, Mariah used to like do readings when we would send Marco Polo videos to each other. And it was like, I lived for that shit.
That's why I was like, I got to do one. Got to do one as a treat. Okay.
You would do like tarot readings. You would do like affirmation cards. It was great.
Yes. Okay, so Cassie, your card is the Five of Swords. This card, so the picture is a teddy bear on top of a mountain. Actually, no, the guidebook reads, the guidebook kind of gives a good explanation of what the card like visually looks like, because I know y'all can't say it. So Five of Swords, a sporting event took place. The winning bear collects the swords the others have discarded, but he'll have to carry heavier weapons before being allowed to go swimming with the others. Winning doesn't always mean happiness. Strengths: readiness for conflict, the courage to learn from your mistakes, understanding that winning and losing are relative, and balance between activity and relaxation. If you don't fight, you've already lost. Weaknesses: pressured by competition, a victory that doesn't bring joy, jealousy, lack of self-esteem, fear of being treated unfairly. There is no gain without equal loss. Task is to understand winning and losing.
Interesting.
I don't know. How do you feel?
I mean, I guess like the main thing that I was kind of thinking is like, lots of references to potential conflict or competition or like winning, losing, that kind of thing. And I was kind of just like thinking about what's going on in life right now that would be relevant to that. And I feel like maybe the main relevant thing would just be kind of whatever's happening with the county commission stuff right now and how I perceive whatever happens.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a good mindset, and that's a good way to put it. I don't know if it's like a cop-out to say this sometimes, but like, sometimes like cards don't align, and that's fine too. Like, I think in like the reality aspect of it, of like, same thing with astrology, where sometimes people feel like, they know their, when they see their sun sign or their moon sign, things like that, they're like, oh, I don't relate to that at all. And that's fine,
Yeah.
It's not like this shit's a medical diagnosis.
I do like a weekly tarot pull for myself when I do my weekly reflections in my planner, and it's like, yeah, if it don't resonate, I just re-pull or whatever.
Do you want me to re-pull?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna sit with that one.
Okay.
That's the other thing too, is when I do it for myself versus when somebody else does it, I feel like the energy is different. I don't know.
It also too could be because like I didn't cleanse this deck beforehand, but it's fine. Usually, I mean, also I haven't used this deck in a minute, so like it's probably also because, you know, sometimes I think that it's with tarot decks and things like that, I really like to assign personalities to them. Because I have some decks where, there's a deck that my mom used to use, and she gave it to me because she was like, I hated the energy that this deck had. And I'm like, it knows you hate it. So that's why it's giving you cards that are not favorable. Like, as if it fucking knows, you know? Okay, so this card is going to be for myself. Oh, let's see, a card just popped out. 7 of Wands. I get this card a lot.
Oh my god, cute.
I just love the gummy bears. They're very silly looking.
I do too.
Okay, so 7 of Wands. Also, I won't remember things. Like, I have a hard time memorizing the cards and stuff like that. Like, you know, I did read, like, an introduction to tarot book that explains, like, what each suit means, like, what swords means, what pentacles means, what, you know, wands, cups, things like that. And I gotta say, sometimes it's just hard to remember all this shit. So props to anybody that read tarot and doesn't use a guidebook. Like, I cannot imagine that y'all. I'm glad I have space in my brain to remember, you know, things that are important directly related to my life every day. I cannot remember what, you know, the suit of wands belongs to. So 7 of Wands. A courageous little bear stands alone on a hill, determined and ready to defend himself. He appears to be looking at 6 wands that are wielded by attackers, but the bear has chosen his position well. The others cannot harm him. Strength. Growth through challenges. Ready for deep experiences. Overcoming old patterns. Inner strength. Hypnotic power. And calmness. Trouble brings growth. Weaknesses. Inner struggle. Controlling. Power-seeking. Self-righteous. Unsound ideas. Defensive. Easily provoked. Unable to understand others. And unyielding. There are 2 sides to every story. The task is to leave the comfort zone. I always get this card. Like, I feel like it's every few weeks that I pull it, especially when I do, like, single pulls like this for myself. And I don't know, I think it's always just a good reminder of, like, to really put more effort into, like, putting myself out there in a lot of other cases, to, you know, have, like, strength within myself to do and try new things. And I don't know, not be so egocentric all the time. But, bitch, it's my life. Who am I supposed... There's something I posted on my personal Instagram today that said, you're so self-centered. You know, it was like a Tumblr post that somebody else said to somebody else, and it says, you're so self-centered. And then the response was, well, of course I am. Who the hell am I supposed to be centered on? And I'm like, real.
Oh my God.
Dude, real.
I just appreciate your perspective on getting cards a bunch, because that happens to me a lot. I think I have negative energy towards giving myself readings or something, because I get so annoyed if I get the same card that I've had before. I'm like, there's so many cards in this deck. Why?
That's so funny, because, like, yeah, there's cards that I never get.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, it's like, I think it's, like, very much up to how you interpret things and stuff, and it's like, yeah, if I'm interpreting it as... I could be interpreting it as, well, maybe you literally just still need to hear. It's because, I mean, it's the same, like, thing as, like, with the pattern, where it's, like, stuff that's a longer duration of time than, like, a horoscope. It's like, Cassie, like, maybe you do need this card repeatedly within a period of time. You know, it's like, but I just hadn't really thought about it this way yet.
Yeah, no, I think sometimes it really is just, like, having, like, that constant reminder almost, or just, like, going through this same phase over and over again. I feel like that's what I mostly relate. Like,
because it's not like we dramatically, like, life doesn't dramatically change overnight or even weekly.
Yeah. So sometimes you face, like, the same problems again or the same issues again, you know? So this card that I'm going to pull is for anybody that's listening. If you relate to it, great. Love that for you. If you don't relate to it, great. Love that for you too. I just want to, like, sometimes I feel like I just do, like, oracle polls on my Instagram story and stuff like that because I feel like it's, like, sometimes somebody needs to hear it, Sometimes somebody needs to hear something, and maybe this is me telling you you got to hear it, So let's all take a deep breath together. Exhale. And let's get into it.
Oh, wow, I had some tension in my shoulders.
The way that we sit in our chairs is would make a chiropractor cry his eyes out.
Whatever, I have a rod in my spine. Who cares?
Literally, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, one card literally jumped out. Actually, 2 cards did. Let's read both of these. 7 of Swords and the World. That's interesting because you got 5 of Swords. I had 7 of Wands, and now we got the meat in between. 7 of Swords. So, 7 of Swords. A thieving little bear carries 7 swords away from a camp. The lucky number means the bear desperately wishes to be lucky. The bears in the camp learn a lesson. They will have to make do without weapons. Strengths: humor, independent, finding a way out of a tight spot, full of tricks, the ability to see the lighter side of a situation, always looking for adventure, good in business, and courage. There are at least 3 possibilities in every situation. If you only see one, you're stuck. Weaknesses: the feeling of being treated unfairly, the fear of getting caught, secretive. If you act like a sheep, the wolves will devour you. Task is discover the art of enjoying life. Interesting. I like that. And then the other card is the World. Let's see. I always like the World, and like cards like that are kind of names like that are the major arcana, whereas like the ones that are like 7 of the Swords, Cups, Pentacles, things like that are like the minor arcana. And I've always really liked the major arcana, I guess, because like the cards are a lot like cuter, and they also are like more relative to like bigger events. I think that they just are a lot more like, they're like, I feel like the minor, maybe this is like completely wrong, but I feel like the minor arcana is like messages, whereas like the major arcana are like people and like ideas that you like personally align with, if that makes any sense. So the World, bearing a magic wand in each hand, a bear floats within the festive laurel wreath, surrounded by signs of the 4 elements. It symbolizes complete being. Strengths: the serenity that comes from experiencing everything. Joy, recognition, a sense of well-being, harmony between body and spirit, reaching greater maturity, the ability to recognize your own joy, to be thankful and enjoy life. Happiness is a content heart. Weaknesses: the need to impress others, making a show of self-contentment while secretly suffering from stagnation. Oof. Money buys things we don't need to impress people that we don't like. The task is to blossom. I like that one a lot better. So that was the tarot. I think I gotta get back into like doing routinely readings for myself. Because I feel like I was doing them for a while. And I like that a lot more. And then you kind of fall off of doing it. And then you're like it's kind of hard to relate to it.
When you come visit next year, you'll have to help me get better at doing them for myself.
I can't wait. I can't wait to put a blanket out in your yard and sit there and do tarot readings and look at crystals and like stargaze and hold hands.
Burn in the 1,000 degree weather.
Yes, that lovely June weather you guys get in Oregon. I can't wait to my hair to just scorch off. So for oracle reading, I'm going to do a reading from the deck called the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. So this deck was developed by an artist named Kim Kranz. She does a lot of other decks, like tarot decks and things like that. She also designs all the cards herself. And there's always like a really deep like meaning behind her inspiration for decks. Like this one is because like when she was a child, her nickname was Eagle, and it was because she was like, she had really good leadership skill. She had really good leadership skills, and she had really good like sharp eyes when she played sports. And it was kind of like a nickname that her coach gave her. And then like her team was like very good in all the sports that she's played in. And then like her varsity jacket in high school said the Eagle on the back, and it kind of became this name that she like heavily identified with. So it was kind of started this whole thing of just like, oh, like animals and how people relate to them. And it kind of started her whole inspiration for this deck. And there's a lot of other animals in here that even relate to certain like signs. So that's like where you're saying before, like what's the difference between tarot and oracle is like oracle decks are more of a like, I feel like I could be wrong again, but I think it's more of just like an intuitive or like cosmic message, where sometimes like tarot can be a very like personal message. And like I do think that like oracle can kind of be like a divine guidance sort of way. Like whereas like tarot may just be like a message from something, or you know, or of another like being. If you're wondering, I do believe that ghosts exist. I believe in paranormal. I believe that, you know, people that have passed on are always with you type of thing. You know, because I just can't imagine that we're just meat and bones and we die. Like, I can't. You know, like, logistically, sure, it makes sense. But I think that human beings are too complex where we can't just die and be dead.
Matter can neither be created nor destroyed.
Facts, no printer. Like, again, I can't. Like, I can't. Like, I think you just exist between realms. Prove me wrong.
When I run for office, people are going to be like, she actually doesn't believe in science.
It's funny because, like, I feel like I believe in science. I believe in, you know, the logistical, like, realism. But, like, I'm also, like, I think ghosts exist. And it helps me get out my day if I think about how my dead dog is with me. Anyway, let's pull a card. We'll do it again. I'll pull a card for you. I'll pull a card for me, and then we'll pull a card for everybody else. I'm sorry if you're not into this. I bet everybody that's not into it has clicked off a while ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, they didn't even click on it to begin with. And anybody who's here is probably like, oh my god, just another day with the girlies.
Anybody that's here right now is hot. They're beautiful. And they know that this is what they need in their life right now. You know?
Facts.
So, if you're here, I love you. Mwah. Okay, let's pull a card. Ooh, this card for you is the Moth. And it's
Fun.
An air sign card. That Libra moon energy.
Oh, God.
She coming back. She's coming back and she got teeth this time. Impulsive, hasty, wishful. The Moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. The Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It is helpful to remind Moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, you're enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, you idealize others and are jittery. To bring into balance is finish a project.
Fuck off.
You fucking moth.
God. Oh, God. Literally the second you said that Libra moon, I said, oh, here we go. And we went there.
She came back. She bit you this time, too. She's pissed.
Oh, man.
I'm like gonna, whenever you see horoscope stuff now, you have to you have to read the Libra part and let me know, like, if that energy resonates.
The only horoscope stuff I see is the Sanctuary Instagram posts.
Where it's like, what
and I like to keep it that way.
Anytime I see Libra stuff, I'm going to send it to you. And you're going to be like, fuck off. Okay, so my card, let's see. Ooh, my card is the Cobra. I've never gotten this one before. Cobra. Pausing, waiting, inner teacher. The Cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The Cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the Cobra is found deep within us in the form of inner teaching and manifests externally in those special guides who's led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, a student of life, humble, wise, when out of balance, know-it-all, egocentric, and to bring into balance, taking a class and study. I don't know. Interesting. I've always considered going back to school. Maybe I should sign up right now. Registers for fall term.
I'm like, you just went to school. How well did that one go?
Well, that's the thing. So with, like, I did really well in those online classes, but, like, if I were to be on some type of medication for ADHD, I think I could have retained information a lot better.
Exactly.
So maybe, being helped, maybe finding some type of help with my ADHD struggles. I don't know. I could consider going back to school because I'd be able, I feel confident that I'd be able to actually do it. Where in the past, I feel like even like having this conversation in therapy, I was like, in high school, I was one to almost never study for tests because I physically couldn't, because I could not retain information the way that I felt like other people could. And even nowadays, I think the same thing. And like, I wasn't a bad student or anything, but like, I could, if I applied myself in a better way, I probably could have even been a better student. But, I always struggled with studying and things like that. So, I don't know, maybe the Cobra is like, get your ADHD in check, girl, and then, be a student of life. Wow. Oh, let's see. This is a card for everybody. The Butterfly.
Ooh.
Cute. A lot of critter crawler energy. Undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships. If you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to one daily routine, like a meal, practice, or a prayer, done at the same place and at the same time, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. When in balance, cheerful and graceful. When out of balance, fragile and frustrated. To bring into balance, daily routine. I think that can apply for, like, me as well, and probably you. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's a very strong card. I really like that card.
Yeah. Well, Mariah, I thought since it's your birthday episode that I could ask you some reflective, thought-provoking questions related to it being your birthday.
Yes, please. I love to flex
and
my brain.
Yes. So, okay. So my first one is, what is a key life lesson you've learned or a way that you've grown in the past year?
Ouch. I think a key life lesson that I learned in the past year, which is something that I still feel like I'm working on, is being comfortable with disappointing others and letting people down. But not in a way that is, like, disrespectful to them. It's more of in a way of being true to yourself and being honest with yourself of what you want out of life. Even, like, the people you want to be surrounded by, I feel like within the past year, I've considered, like, talking about this, like, in Twitter, because that's how I deal with my complex thoughts. I think, like, things that I'm very happy about that have gone on within the past year is just being able to, like, work towards like standing up for myself and like allowing that to open these doors for like other people in my life to come through and to be people that I'm very happy to be around and people that I'm very like I feel very loved by, and like having those people who, you know, really like appreciate me for who I am as a person, I think is very like, it's very powerful, and it's very it brings me a lot of joy, and it brings me a lot of happiness. And I think that, you know, within the past year, I think like a year ago, I really didn't think that, like relationships like this would ever exist for me.
Yeah.
You know, especially like really close friends that you can kind of like have this very open door relationship with, which I appreciate a lot, because as someone who felt like they had to like hide how they felt or like hide certain feelings, knowing that people talk about certain things, it's kind of just like, that's like, wow, like you guys can have these conversations with friends and stuff and like feel completely like, you know, feel like this person like loves you and like gives, you know, helps you and just gives you, you know, very honest advice and very important feedback and stuff. And I don't know, I feel like that's probably one of these things that I'm like, wow, like I feel like that major life lessons I've learned is kind of just like allowing yourself to just like truly feel who you are, and like having the people that like align with you are the ones that like you really want to be with and like be around, or the people that like love you for that, you know.
That's beautiful. What is something you're proud of from the past year?
Oof. Something I'm proud of. I think I'm proud. Does it have to be like, is it like myself? Like, can it be like, or I guess, right? Like I don't have any like thing that, I feel like I didn't truly do anything like externally that I was proud of, I guess, because like nothing monumental happened. Like I didn't get like a new job or anything like that, you know, but I'm proud of putting myself first and aligning, you know, and I'm proud of putting myself first, and I'm proud of stepping into this like new era of my life as being like a totally independent person, and being able to just kind of do whatever the hell I want whenever I please, and to be happy, and like be happy with myself and be happy with the people that I'm around. And like, you know, days are hard and shit's rough sometimes, but like at the end of the day, like I would make the same decisions over again, you know?
That was so beautiful, and the whole time all I could think was Era's tour, Mariah's version.
Bitch, right? But like instead of a fun era like the Fearless era, you have my like chronically depressed stoner era that everybody was like, bitch, pull it together.
I was gonna say, what's something you want to let go from the past year? Is it that?
Was that the question?
I mean, that was the next question.
What's something I want to let go of? Oof. You know what? I really want to let go. This is very like, I feel like this is something that maybe like, you know, a lot of like other like women, girls, people of that nature can align with. It's just like, I really want to let go of like negative self-talk and negative like views of myself when it comes to like my body. I'd love to be able to develop some type of like confidence in like how I dress and how I present myself. I think that's something, you know, I would really like to let go of, is just like these unattainable standards that I set for myself when it comes to like an external appearance. Like, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, like I wish that I looked different, or like I wish I was skinnier, like I wish I was more fit, like I wish I worked out more, like, but like letting that stuff go, because as much as it's like those are things that like I could do all that and I still wouldn't be happy, because it's a mental thing, it's not a physical thing. Like I feel like I, you know, just getting better at like how I look, getting better at like how I see myself. You know, I'd like to let go of some like the negative like self-talk that I have like towards myself relating to like how I physically look.
Very real. Yeah. That's like hard work.
It is, and it's hard to talk about, because, you know, some people are like, oh, but like you look amazing and you're this. And it's like, no, like I get it. Like I understand that people think that they're helping when it comes to stuff like that. But also like,
yeah,
it doesn't, you know, it's like when somebody gives that energy back to you, you kind of just don't feel seen or heard by them. And
yeah, well, and it's like, it's how you're viewing yourself. It's how you're talking to yourself about yourself. Like, it's a very different, it's not like an objectivity thing.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't, like, yeah, it's like, this is how I see myself. Like, at the end of the day, this is the person that I'm with is myself. So I need to, you know, I need to be happy with who she is.
Yeah. And the last question I have for you is, what do you wish for yourself for this next year of life? What are you welcoming in?
I want to, the thing I wish for myself is like being comfortable with sitting in the uncertainty. Like, I'm a very big like, oh, I need to have everything figured out right now. And I don't. I literally don't. No one's putting this pressure on me. I'm the only one that's like thinking of this for myself. And I bet other people, you know, feel this way too. And I wish that I could just be happy with that. And I wish I could just be happy with where I am right now and not have this need to be doing these extraordinary things and all these big extra things. And I think that I think something I overanalyze a lot is like how social media impacts, people's like growth in like career and just in life. Cause I think I see a lot of people who like seem like they have their shit together all the time. Like when you're on social media, you're exposed to so many more people. Like, you're exposed to so many people that if you told like a Victorian child that this many people existed on the earth, they would combust into flames. Because like they literally could not comprehend when, you know, like people like back in the old days, like you were only exposed to the people directly around you and that's it. Like you had no idea anybody ever existed other than like your direct community. So I like really wish for myself is to just even like stop comparing myself to other people in the way and the extremes that I do. Wish that I could like just be comfortable with sitting in the uncertainty in life, and I want to, you know, welcome in for myself just like positive people, positive experiences, maybe a kiss, and yeah, like I just want, I don't know, I'm in my hot girl era. We're like fucking living it up over here.
Facts.
I'll be 26.
100%.
Kicked off my health insurance. Who wants a shotgun wedding?
Oh.
I should say, I hope I can have health insurance, baby.
Facts. Yeah, just survival things.
Literally, just girly things, just things that will improve quality of life, you know.
Well, I hope that you have a very magical 26th year on Earth, and, you know, as Haley Williams said, hold on to hope if you got it.
I can't wait to listen to the song 26
Don't let it go for
birthday.
nobody. I listen to it, like, every time I'm in the car, and it's really dramatic.
After Laughter is a masterpiece. I mean, what can you say? It's very relevant.
I mean, Haley Williams just writes about hope in a way that nobody else can. Between Last Hope and 26, she's done it all.
She really stunting. She's serving up the world.
Ooh, maybe I should get a 26 tattoo on my 26th birthday.
Will I be there for that?
It's not anytime soon. You will.
Yeah, I should get a 20. We should get matching tattoos, like I say this.
Okay.
I want matching cat tattoos.
That's so specific.
I mean, like, I feel like my love for cats, like, came directly from being friends with you.
Oh.
My kitty girl.
That's depressing.
I'm sorry.
I almost just did your part. I almost said, well, that's a wrap. I'm over here fucking taking charge.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode. Be sure to follow the Cassie and Mariah Show wherever you listen to podcasts, at TCMS Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and look out for new episodes every Wednesday.
Bye.